Hello, everyone. What's up, Mayo? What's up, Missy? Thank you for being here. Welcome to Ben's Brick Designs. I'm Ben. Happy Thursday, everybody. And now that I'm here, I'm going to switch up this music a little bit because this is super happy, but it's also a lot. So we'll switch this up a little bit. If you wanted to go back to Electro Swing, let me know and we'll go back to that. Oh, that's really quiet. So before we get started, I don't know if it's visible in the chat, but friend of the channel. Oh man, I really need to figure out how to stabilize these monitors because it just feels like everything's waving around. Friend of the channel, King Oldendorf, has a see if I can get this up here. Has a ideas submission out, and if you would be so kind, I put this in the chat earlier to support it. Put it in again. Haunted Stone Watchtower. King Oldendorf does have a channel on YouTube that I occasionally visit. So if you could swing by and give a support to this project, it's pretty cool looking. It's like a D&D feel to it, so it looks like a lot of fun to build. There you go. So that's that. All right, so today I thought we would do some Microfighter designing. Super basic. I will show you a couple things where I left off with some Horizon Zero Dawn things. Seen on Instagram, I got the sawtooth sorted. This is a pretty good scale for the sawtooth in comparison to the other animals. So I've got pieces set aside over here, and I've already got some pieces on order. So that will be coming in soon. I was really happy with the way this turned out. This is one of those things where I was fighting with the head for like a week. And finally, I was just like, you know what? The head has to be small. It has to be smaller than the Thunderjaw, and it has to be slightly bigger than a scrapper. So I was like, let's just start with maybe some legs and stuff, and then we'll work back up to the head. And it all just worked out. So like within an afternoon, it was done. So I was really happy about that. The next one I'm doing is the Bellowback. The Bellowback, I'm trying to compare it to the size of the Thunderjaw here. The Bellowback is if you're not aware, is kind of another dinosaur looking one, but it's about half the size of a Thunderjaw. So I have to be able to make this about half this size, which is going to be complicated. The scale of Aloy to the Thunderjaw, I feel, is still pretty good, right? But the Bellowback needs to be about half this size. It also needs a giant container back here. And there are 3 different versions of a Bellowback. Beverage tonight is a Moscow Mule. I don't have any beers. And we did trivia last night, so I'm kind of beered out. In the game, there is a Frost Bellowback, a Fire Bellowback, and an Acid Bellowback. So there's 3 different colors. So what I've been trying to do is find similar colors for all 3 of those to build this giant kind of canister on the back here. That's just big bulbous thing. On the back, you can see in one 3D model here. It's just like a big sack of fluid, and what this thing does is it's just got a big nozzle on the front that it just shoots fire or shoots acid or shoots frost, freezing air/water at you. And it's gonna be fun. It's a challenge. I've got the head sort of started already, but I think the head may be too big because it's almost as big as this. So I may have to tone it down a little bit, but that's where we are with that. You're going to bed?
My headache's back.
Okay, well, go drink a bunch of water and go lay down. Love you.
Love you.
All right, so...
You want me to keep this open or keep this
Yeah, that's fine. As long as I'm up here, I don't care if it's open. All right, so that's where we're leaving that. And I think after this, I'll probably do a Glint Hawk because I haven't done an airborne one yet. But I gotta get this done first. So, But let's do some Microfighters. So this is the two that I was thinking of doing are a TIE Avenger, which looks familiar, but it's not one that we've seen in the movies, and its only real appearance that I'm aware of, I think this was a mod, or I think this existed in the Star Wars miniatures game as well, because most ships do. But the first time I've seen it was in X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. You see this ship before you see a TIE Advanced, Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. So X-Wing TIE Fighter kind of takes place like shortly before the Star Wars movies. Like, it's all about like doing reconnaissance on things and then ramping up production of certain starfighters. You get to see things like an XG Alpha XG-1 Star Wing, otherwise known as a gunboat, which never made it into any other movies or TV shows or anything, but it's a really rad ship. I do have a Microfighter of it that I need to redesign with smaller parts. And then you see this TIE Aggressor, or TIE Avenger. TIE Aggressor is it's like a bomber with like 5 tubes on it. It's really weird looking. And the other one I was thinking of doing, because it's really easy, it's just a recolor, is a TIE Whisper. And we're not going to get too many images of this. There you go. Mayo, if anyone has some sorting they need to do and would like to join a party, Mayo's got a sorting party going on. And you can follow that link to register. Hi, Scott, Journalist Scott's. So this is Kylo Ren's second ship. The first one we saw was the forget what it was called, but it was the squarish cockpit, looked like a gem, instead of a TIE cockpit like this. So I thought what it would be easy enough to do is just get a TIE Interceptor Microfighter, which I don't have a digital version of, and we'll just build it and then recolor stuff as we get to it. So here's some pieces that are obviously minifig pieces. We don't need that. So if you've never built something in Studio from instructions, we're going to do that tonight too. What's up, Kodiak? How's it going? So let's start with the TIE Avenger first. So the TIE Avenger, again, is like a prototype ship that I think predates... So it's not canon anymore, but the canon version is... The canon version is in Rebels, there was that sort of rounded TIE Advanced prototype, right? Which later became more of Darth Vader's TIE Advanced. His was technically a TIE Advanced prototype. The curved wing ones were also TIE Advanced prototypes. There was a Microfighter of a TIE Advanced prototype too. It was a very smooth winged one. Oh, and be careful of the snow and stuff, Kodiak. The weather up north is not great, so be careful. And be careful driving in Wyoming. There's nothing up there. So be safe. Thanks for popping in. Take care. Drive safe. So the timeline behind the TIE Avenger is a little muddied now, because at first it was a precursor to Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. Sort of an in-between step. Like, his was a prototype, and then this was like meant to be the next of the line starfighter, right? So it kind of branched off from TIE Interceptor and TIE Advanced. This one was supposed to, or TIE Avenger, it was supposed to have like a hyperdrive and shields and stuff like that. So a lot of this can be used in this build as well. And you can see the back end kind of similar to Darth's TIE Fighter, so we can keep this back end here. The only thing we really need to change are the wings, so that should be an easy fix. That's why I thought we'd do a couple of these. Yeah, so Kodiak's coming from Utah as well, so it's not a terribly long drive. It'd be really long for us, but he's coming from kind of a corner over, right? A catty corner up. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, because this has got TIE advanced wings, or TIE interceptor wings. Actually, you know what the first thing I'm going to do? Let's put this one together, and then I'll have the wings set aside for it. So again, the TIE Whisper is Kylo Ren's ship from not Force Awakens and not it was in Rise of Skywalker, or Last Jedi. He didn't have one in Force Awakens. So this is the third movie ship of his that's racing across the desert, and Rey flips over and cuts a wing off and everything like that. It's a cool ship, but this has always been my argument for the sequel trilogies. There's a lot of problems with them. I still liked them when I went and saw them in the theater. I kind of left going, oh, all right. But at the same time, I'm like, Star Wars is Star Wars to me. I'll watch kind of anything. There's okay, and then there's really good. So I'm still thinking it's fine. What I don't like is the absolute kind of unevolution of starfighters between the Clone Wars and the Galactic Empire. Like, so the original trilogy, you've got this like giant leap forward in advanced technology, and then between the Galactic Empire and the First Order with the New Republic, there's zero, and it's the same amount of time. It's like 30 years, and there's like zero change, right? You still have Y-wings that look the same. You still have A-wings that look the same. You still have X-wings that look the same. TIE fighters still look the same. TIE fighters are basically the exact same thing. And it's like, I get it. Like, the First Order is kind of growing on its own in the unknown regions, and they've got to deal with what they can. They don't really have a ton of manufacturing, but they have enough to be a problem. It's like, make some advances. Surely in 30 years, some changes. I forget, do you own the Dorito fighter? I mean, I bought the set. There is two. So there are. I don't know if you know the story, Mayo, behind this one. Let me actually pull up the instructions for this while we're talking. There we go. If you're not fully aware, there's a ship called the TIE. It's not the TIE Delta. It's the. So the TIE Delta was a ship that, First Order TIE fighters. Where is it? It's called a Sith TIE fighter, right? Yeah, this thing. Let's see. I think TIE Dagger. That's what it was called. Okay. So the TIE Dagger is what it was called in canon in The Last Jedi, right? Shortly before that, they called it the TIE Dorito because it's just a triangle shaped wing. But there was a ship called that E.C. Henry designed. E.C. Henry's a starfighter enthusiast and wonderful graphic designer and model builder. If you don't follow his channel, you should if you love starships, because it's an amazing channel. So maybe a year or so before the movie came out, he had put out this ship called a TIE Delta. And it's basically the exact same ship. And let's see if I can find it. So this is the ship. This is a kind of a different version of what he's got, but this is essentially it. And so he'd done this, and then like a year later, Rise of Skywalker, or The Last Jedi came out. Or Rise of Skywalker. What's the third one? The Rise of Skywalker, right? Last Jedi, no. Force Awakens, Rise of Skywalker, Last Jedi. Whatever. That's sad that I don't know the difference between the two. But anyway, so then this ship comes out, and everyone's like, somebody had done that, you know? And he had a whole YouTube thing about, I don't want to, like, cause any problems. Yes, that's the one that I designed a while ago, and blah, blah, blah. There are differences, obviously, where the wing mounts are, but I mean, triangle wings, the same thing. Rise of Skywalker. Thank you, Scott. So anyway, yes, I have a version of that. I actually think I have it built somewhere, but I do have a Microfighter version of that. So that said, let's get the instructions for this guy and build him real quick. This won't take long. If you've never done this, this is kind of fun to build stuff in studio. Probably takes about half the time to do it that it does in real life because you're not looking for pieces. The finickiness of the software can sometimes be a problem, but not with Microfighters. It's pretty basic. So the whole reason to do it this way is because now I'll have a digital copy to recolor for kind of anything I want to do. And if it's a base, if there's a base like for that's trans clear. Do we have trans blue? This says trans. Okay, maybe it's trans clear. It's good to have sort of a base model digitally for other things. What's up, Stud Sidious? How's it going? Yes. The triple wing TIE Defender. I do have a TIE Defender. It's not my design, but it's as good as anything I would probably do, if not better. So I just went ahead and built it. I forget who did it originally, but yeah, it's pretty cool. It's dusty as crap. I've got to dust some of these. But yeah, this is one that I don't take to shows because it's not my design, but it's really cool. It's a little weird because you've got to get a figure in there, so that TIE cockpit's a little bulbous. So if you can figure out a way to get that that three-sided axle in there to make the wings, it's a lot of fun. The TIE Defender is great, and I love that there was mention of it because it's the TIE Defender is another X-Wing TIE Fighter throwback that found life in Rebels. And then after that found life in the Thrawn books, and it even got a mention in Rogue One because Krennic, I think it was mentioned in Rogue One. I know that Krennic's program was Stardust, was the Death Star, and there was competition between that and Thrawn's TIE Defender program as to which was going to be the next big thing for the Empire. And it turned out in the end that the TIE Defender program didn't fit the Tarkin doctrine well enough because it wasn't a whole lot of fear involved in it, and the TIE Defenders were very expensive. So they went with the Death Star instead. A few TIE Defenders were produced, but it never really got away from being prototypes. But that's kind of the story of them. It is a very cool ship. Like, it's one of my favorites. And they built it to rival... they built it to rival an X-Wing. Like, it wasn't even... this will be another fast fighter to kind of go after. We produce them in waves. They're like, no, it's going to hang in a firefight. It's got shields. It's got hyperdrive. It's loaded with frickin' weapons. It was supposed to be the X-Wing killer. And they went, no, we want a giant space station. So they did a giant space station. Yeah, they did. They I remember they stole one. What's up, Greg? How's it going? Thanks for being here. They stole one and they tried to get away with it. It was Ezra and I forget the big purple guy's name, but they stole one. So we're doing this specifically so that we can go back and recolor it. Zeb, thank you. With the vaguely Australian accent. I loved him. He was a good character. I went back and tried to start a rewatch of that. I need to finish that. I got through the first season. Why didn't you just have me put them both on there? Gotta go back and watch that. You got some early speed champs. Cool. What are the ones that are out there now? I'm not a speed champ person, so I don't know. In fact, I gotta show you this. If you're a speed champs person, you'll love this. Let me do this real quick, and then I'm gonna go grab something. So, as part of being the ambassador to the lug, I receive from Lego a shipment, usually twice a year, of what's called support. And it's basically a box of, or a couple boxes worth of sets. And they're generally not the best sets, and they range from Duplo bath toys to Technic construction vehicles and everything in between. It's got friends, it's got dots, it's got creator packs, it's got very small, it had a bunch of stunts bikes, brick heads, just everything, right? Kind of one of everything, smorgasbord of sets. And so every meeting, if you have built something over the course of the month, you get a set, and we vote on, you get a little, everybody gets 3 pieces of Lego, tiles or something, and you go vote on which one you like best, which mock you like best, and the one that gets the most votes gets first pick. As I drool everywhere. Everybody gets something, though. So if everybody brings a model, everybody's going to get some loot, basically. And that's what it's for. Lego gives it to the lugs as an appreciation for being a recognized group. I missed a piece over here. So, let me go grab one. What we've done in the past, our previous, Missy, I was thinking, somebody said only 3, and I'm like, if we continually have 30, 35 people, and there's always 20 or 22 sets there, or models, I might move it up to 5. Give people a little more flexibility in voting. So, what we've done in the past, too, is if we get some sets, what we'll try to do, and this isn't really good practice, but it's something we've done in the past, where if we get a lot of one set, the lug will, or if we get a big set that's kind of good, I'll either set it aside for the year-end holiday party, or what we can do is sell it or trade it for equal amounts of a lot of smaller sets, right? And I will do that with individuals, right? So if an individual says, do we have this set? I say yes. And they say, well, I have 5 of these sets. I'm like, all right, what's the market value of this? Market value being average 6-month sale price in the US on Bricklink. And I'll make a trade, right? So now I have a bunch of smaller sets that I can give out as loot, and one person has a nice bigger set. So at one point we did that with a bunch of sets that the previous ambassador was like, I found a deal on some speed champions. I'm going to buy a bunch of these and then I'm going to trade it for a set that is in loot. And then now we have all these sets that we can use for conventions, or we can use them for meetings or whatever like that. But now, like, these were originally, we got them for like $8 at some point. These speed champion sets. This is the Porsche 911 hybrid. So we've got 20 of these, and I don't check prices on any of these, right? I put them in an inventory list. I'm like, just to know that I have them, so I can kind of go through and say, what do we have? What can we give away? What can I hang on to till later? That kind of thing. Well, what happens is now speed champions are huge again, and especially this one is $50, and we've got 20 of them. So I gave one of these away at our meeting last time, and one of the lug members was like, what are you doing? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, these speed champions are like $50. I'm like, oh, I don't know. I don't look at the prices. I can't keep up. There's hundreds of sets that I get. I don't keep track of all the prices for them. I just don't have the bandwidth for that. I wish I did, but I don't. So now I was like, all right, you do the legwork. We'll figure out how to sell these. We'll use that money to buy a bunch of stuff for the lug, right? We'll buy a bunch of smaller sets that we can use for something else. Or we keep these for like games at conventions. We give these away as prizes at conventions or something. I just thought it was funny because they came out, they were, $15 or something like that. They went on clearance for like $10 or $8. You buy a bunch of them, you hang on to them. Now they're like $50 on Bricklink. It's like, how do you know? How do you know? Let's see. TIE Defenders in the old comics too. Yeah. And they were a beast when you play against them in X-Wing TIE Fighter. They were a problem. Like, they were hard to kill. There we go. I did not like playing against them. I like playing as them, but it was hard to play against them. So this becomes an issue because there's pieces like this that don't work together in the program. So you have to monkey with it to get it to work. Okay. And then this one on the back. Yeah, they were as fast as they were between the speed of a regular TIE and a TIE Interceptor. And they had really good shielding, not great hyperdrive, but pretty good shielding. The TIE Avenger, from what I remember, had a better hyperdrive, wasn't as fast, but had like advanced avionics or something like that. Like it had a longer radar scanning and stuff like that. Better, offensive capabilities like radar detection and stuff like that. So you can get really nitty gritty with the times 2. Okay. With the lore on these ships, but they're both really cool ships. The Defender and the Advanced. And X-Wing and TIE Fighter is really probably one of the reasons that I continued to be such a fan of Star Wars when there was no Star Wars. When there was no movies, there were no shows or anything. All you had was comic books and novels, right? But then you had this video game and it was great. And then after that, like Rogue Squadron came out on like GameCube or something, and that was really awesome. And that was also a novel and a series of comic books. Like Marvel was keeping Star Wars alive for a good many years. And then Dark Horse did a bunch of comics, and it's very cool. So this will probably be one of the first things that we change. Although I don't think so. I think this is a good... I think this is a good place to kind of keep it all the same. But the wing color is going to be different for the Whisper. And some of the wing alignment on the back is going to be a little bit different. They were very top secret. Well, it was as top secret as Stardust. I forget what the code word for it in Rebels was. I'm going to have to go rewatch that. But it was a big deal. I remember being very excited when I first saw Rebels because I was like, yeah, man, this ship was awesome. I do like that they went back and did... I don't like the way they handled the B-Wing, because the B-Wing was supposed to be a Mon Calamari. Like, it was one of the first things the Mon Cals did for the rebellion. It wasn't even a Mon Cal... No, it wasn't a Mon Calamari design. It was a Vorpin design. That's what it was. The B-Wing was not Mon Cal, it was Vorpin. So it was like the insect race. And there were novels about like the development of the B-Wing and stuff. And so Rebels did a cool thing. They had Query, which was kind of a nod to Ralph McQuarrie. Kind of a nod. It was a full-on headbutt to Ralph McQuarrie. But I kind of don't like that they changed it. Anytime they changed something that was EU related, I'm like, oh, you didn't have to. I mean, I don't know why you couldn't just write it in there. But, yep. Rumor of new... Hey, Kips Films Melbourne, how are you? Rumor of new Swamp Speeder. Some may say it have been 327th or plain P2 Trooper or 41st Elite Platform Landing Trooper. Rumor of new Swamp Speeder. Swamp Speeder like a battle pack, or... Because I'm not sure what a Swamp Speeder is. Per se. Unless they're just adapting the T-47 Speeder to be like a swamp color or something. This is supposed to be these two things. That and that and that. With Luminara, cool. You know who I still need is the Jedi Consular. Speaking of Luminara, I need the Jedi Consular. That white Jedi person that is the same race as Luminara. That came with the Republic. It was a Defender class Corvette, something like that. It was an old Republic ship. Alright, so then we're going to do this the other way. I still need that figure, but it's very expensive because she only came in that one set. Don't need that pistol. Oops. Okay. Fig's coming with that new tiny swamp speeder. Cool. Yeah, I know. Unless I feel like I can use the figure to do something with my microfighters, I'm kind of like, I don't care. I'm not a big figure person. I don't know if you guys saw, I don't think it's a rumor anymore. I think it's legit now. I have to be very careful when I say these things. But I think it's okay to talk about the Disney figures. So they're going to do a series like the Muppets, but it's all Disney characters. So it's going to be like Mickey, Minnie, Daffy, not Daffy, Donald, and Daisy, and Goofy, and I think there was not Cruella, but the evil witch queen lady from Sleeping Beauty, who was played by what's her name in the movie? Well, now I can't think of it. She's got the hat that's the horns, and she has green skin. I think she's a figure. Yeah, get a pack of those Jedi consulars. Those white Jedi people. They're like a good $30, $40, aren't they? That figure? Maleficent, thank you. Alright. So then this goes here. Is my snap on? Yeah, okay. Burf. Now we can use this. So now we have... I'm not going to worry about this because I'm going to get rid of those. There's going to be lasers in there. And those are extra pieces. Okay. Basic, done. So I'm going to save this as... TIE Interceptor. Okay. So now I have a TIE Interceptor base that I can do a bunch of fun stuff with. So what we can do is we can combine the TIE Advanced with the TIE Interceptor and get us a TIE Avenger, basically. Oh, but what I was going to do first is do the TIE Whisperer, which is this. So this is Kylo Ren's ship, and it does have a bit of extra on the back. It's got a little bit extra in the trunk. Brick pasta! Coming in with the save on the Maleficent. Is that really a gap right there? That seems... Honestly, that should be able to just go on without it. Yeah, I don't know why this is there. Okay. So, first thing we got to figure out, we got to reverse all these colors. Let's just do that. I'm also going to get rid of this thing because I don't want flick missiles under there. But I do want some laser blasters. He's got this little targeting computer thing under here. Oh, I want to do this without Lego too, so minus Lego. Trying to get... Sometimes, you know... DuckDuckGo, I'm not feeling your... Is that Lego? No. That's a miniature, okay. That's a 3D model, that's a 3D model, it's pretty good. That's Lego, I don't want to look at that. That's the back end of it in the movie. It's got that little... I don't know what that is. That's a pretty good shot of it. That's a pretty good shot of it being destroyed. So what it looks like is it's got some red bits here. So we can turn this into... Does this come in red? Red. So here we go. First part there, red. Couldn't figure out how to spell that name. Yeah, I don't know how to spell Maleficent either. I thought you meant how to spell Kashyyyk, and I'm like, well, there's 3 Y's. That's all I know. Okay, so just because it looks like it's, well, see, that's the thing. These should have, and I'm going to rotate these a little bit. Let's say, what was that? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Let's say 30 degrees. So 240. Nope. I'm gonna get this thing again. If you guys are coming in late, where was it? Oh yeah. So if you guys know who King Oldendorf is, he's a YouTuber, friend of the channel. He has got a ideas set in submission. The Haunted Stone Watchtower. It looks very Dungeons and Dragons-y. It's got some cool figures on it. whatnot. Looks like there's a mimic. So go give it a support if you can. And I appreciate it. Thank you. So we don't need that. Don't need that. And now we're done with that, so I don't need that. And there we go. Okay. So it's got these weird brackets around it. The cannons are a little different, and I know somebody, I think it was Scott, had said something about the ski poles. These are great blasters. Let's see what color they come in. Come in dark bluish gray. So we might be able to use them. The trick is to be able to, let's do a bracket. And hopefully those come in the right color. I'm not sold on that, honestly. I almost would rather I think these come in dark gray. Oh, that's helpful. This doesn't have a connection to it, does it? Well, that's dumb. Let's trick it a little bit. There we go. Maybe that. I don't know. Getting an ideas thing submitted and approved is really not easy. So if you can see your way to throw in some support, that would be great. So we're gonna have to extend the back half of this, which shouldn't be that hard to do. I don't like that. So there's no reason to have both of these. Other than covering this thing up. You can do that. I don't know what the rest of that's for. And there's no reason to have this. They're just trying to cut down on part usage, and I understand that, but I don't like the fact that it looks that ugly. But we can extend it, actually. We can move this down so it can function back here. And if you really wanted to have that up there, you do a round plate and put this right there. And we'll do another one of these back here. Although, maybe. Actually, let's leave all this alone. Let's just leave that as is. Okay. And just extend this thing. So that's a 3-plate. Let's do... It's not that big a thing on the back here, but it's a whole other wing segment back here. So if we were looking at it from like the TIE Advanced point of view, it's a whole Big hunk of wing back here behind it. So yeah, you can see it's a whole other section. So probably the easiest is to turn this into a, let's do, we don't make it huge, so we'll do a wedge plate. That's pretty small. Let's do the other side like that. Turn that into a 2. And that was black. And I'll do this in black. Yeah, that's hanging out of the edge there. I don't like that. It's also black. Maybe make it a bit longer. Let's make it a 3. Where'd it go? Black. And that's still okay because that'll hold on all of those. And that's okay because it'll hold on to 2 of those. And now we can do a let's do a curve slope. Oh, same thing. It's right here. Yeah, let's put that right here. And then... oh. I kind of want to do, let's see, curve slope, and then it's a wedge. Somebody called these blades the other day. It's very interesting.